Brand new purple light, friends. Brand new purple light, friends. Facts. Brand new purple light, friends. Red and blue, purple light, friends. Facts. You can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was telling land, focused on the ego. Then I opened my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Let us know how we sound on the audio, and welcome to Know the Ledge, Know the LEDGER444. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar, soon to be joined by my special guest. I mean, it's not even the evening. This is the daytime. We're doing a beautiful daytime show. I have some powerful guests in the building. We have the Blue Pillar in the building, and we also have Bitcoin Bully in the building. All right, the legends are here, and on this beautiful Sunday in the month of November, we're going to continue the conversations that we've been having on this platform about crypto. All right, it started here and it will continue here. All right, so get yourselves together, strap yourselves in, get your pads, your notepads, prepare to take some notes. We have a lot of good news to share with y'all on this beautiful Sunday. Make no mistake about it. Hold on. We have a lot of good news that we are going to be sharing with y'all. It is a new day. It is a beautiful day. It is time to, have this conversation. We are currently in the bull run. All right. We are currently in the beginnings of a bull run. So we don't want anybody to get FOMO out there, fear of missing out. We don't want anybody to hear all of this talk about Bitcoin hitting 80 grand, 80K, and these rocket ship emojis, and people feel left out of the conversation. No. We are going to be a part of this conversation, and it is time to have this conversation. So without any further ado, let me open up the line for my co-host, the brother Blue Pillar 44. Peace to the God.
Peace, love, and light. Again, it's an honor to be back on the platform. We in the building, and this is a Sunday, and Pablo is here to spread good news. You feel me?
That's right. That's right.
And and again, it always feels so full circle, these moments in time. You know what I mean? These moments in time always feel full circle. So again, being able to share the platform, open the platform up to Bitcoin Bully, and have him come with the latest iteration of good news about a situation that we have been attempting as best as we can to hip the family to for the better part of it's more than a decade at this point, dealing with crypto.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a pinnacle crowning moment in that particular market, and there's no one better qualified to speak to it than Bitcoin Bully. So yes, I'm excited.
Yes. 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 Indeed. All right. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and bring our guest into the building. All right. Ladies and
Yes,
gentlemen, boys and girls, Moors and Mobites, I
yes.
present to you our good brother, none other than Chicago Bitcoin Bully in the building. Bria.
Peace, 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 peace.
Page,
Peace,
Brother
peace to the
Red, brother
God.
peace,
Blue.
peace,
What's going on?
peace.
Peace to the gods, peace to the multi, the
Islam.
family, whole Know the Ledge family.
Yes,
How we
indeed.
feeling today, man? I'm happy to be back in the building, back in the
Yes,
fold,
yes,
back with the
indeed.
family. It's been a while since the first introduction.
It has, but we here, man, and I think you mentioned it earlier. Were you able to gauge where Bitcoin was at when we first started these conversations around BTC?
Man, man, was and it hurts me that such monumental footage was lost. Cause
Mm.
man, I'm trying to think back what the price of Bitcoin was when you first brought me on the lab. If I'm not mistaken, it was maybe between 25 and maybe $4,500, and here we are today, sitting looking at it at almost $80,000.
Can you turn your mic up, Bitcoin?
Hold on, let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on with my volume. Hold on, because I should be coming through by way of. Let me see the audio. Okay, hold on. Let me do something real quick.
Hmm. And Blue, if you could remember the date of said show, then I could go ahead and do a deep dive to see, I could go into my vault and see if that show has been salvaged and whatnot.
Yo, yo, yo. How's my audio? Any
Yeah,
different?
Better,
yeah, it's better.
absolutely.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes,
Let me turn it all the way up. Better. You
Yes,
can hear me
sir.
clearly.
Yes,
yes.
yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
indeed.
Okay. But yeah, man, it's. I gave the call out. What I seen at the time when the majority of people were either looking at it as a fad, a scam, a Ponzi, or just something similar to stocks. Like, oh, okay, well, it's the new stock market. Something we can trade back and forth for dollars or whatever the case may be.
Right,
Right.
But when I studied it and looked at it, that's not what I seen, bro. When you study money and understand that, much like everything within this world, everything evolves and can and will change shape at times, right? I seen
Yes.
the same thing going on with money when I looked at this space and understood what I had at my fingertips, right? It was like, man, this is not something so much for you to use, which you can use it for, but the idea for me wasn't something that I was going to use to make money. When I understood it, studied and then understood it, it was like, no, this is going to be what we call money, right? Or the medium of exchange that we're going to be utilizing. And
right,
once again, when I studied it, it wasn't so much for me that I understood it. It was for my children, grandchildren, soon to come great grandchildren, and so on. That this is going to be something that would benefit them. But in me preparing to benefit them, it would in essence give me a gratification, to whereas when you're working on one, two, three, four generations, right? You got to put yourself in a position where you're not struggling check to check before you can even think about those generations.
Right.
So
Right.
as you prepare to start building generational wealth, it kind of by default puts you in a position where you're no longer living below the poverty line. And now you can really start making those strides. And it was just understanding that, man, we've got the ability right now to front run the world. And if people don't know what front run means, that's the ability to, based off of kind of like insider information or knowing what others don't know, it's the ability to put yourself in a position to benefit and or profit before anybody even knows that there's a position there that they can benefit or profit from. So it's almost like you being one of the first ones to strike gold during the gold rush before there even was a gold rush,
Right.
Right.
before
So
people
this
even
is
knew it
the
was gold in
right
the mountain.
the true essence of trailblazing, which requires an unsurmountable amount of faith. Because again, we're seeing into the future. Um, we come from environments, and we come normally sometimes from circumstances where life is so much on our neck, right? That things are day to day. Not only people are living check to check or day to day, it's literally a race to stay alive tomorrow. But yet, this demonstration and this level of discipline has you staking for your future, where now you're planning ahead, right? At least 10 years. But as you said, generationally, you're thinking about great grandchildren. So you are definitely about 100 years into the future. When you change your mentality and your mindset, like you said, automatically it shifts you from, the rigmarole of day-to-day survival, right? Because automatically your mental is on something that's projected, so you have already projected yourself far into the future, and you have made tangible moves in the now to show that that preparation is real, because this dollar that can go to this has now been sacrificed for that, and the universe knows that because it's a currency. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, so I want you to speak to that particular mindset, especially coming from the environments that we come from. How easy was it for you to shift, to see something into the future, like you said, that wasn't tangibly present or identifiable, or necessarily what some people can say, you know, at the early ages of BTC and crypto, people always not only wanted an explanation, but they like, show me how it make money, show me how it made you money, show how it can make me money. And the whole education around money had to be pretty much revisited, and people had to unlearn and relearn actually what money was. So how did that work for you in terms of shifting your mentality?
To be honest, right? And it's crazy that it happened like this. Let me say what I do, what I understand. The person that y'all see today isn't the person that I was before I got into what I'm doing right now,
Yes.
right?
Hmm.
So when I came to this basically straight off the streets. You know what I mean? Not really
Hmm.
grasping what I had, but the understanding literally, bro, came kind of like downloads, right? As an example, right? Just as an example, I learned to speak Arabic when I was locked up in prison, right?
Yes.
And I can remember my first time reading the El Fatiha and reading it
Hmm.
in Arabic transliteration,
Perfect.
right?
Hmm.
And man, God is my witness, bro. I'm reading it, and it's literally like a light just or a switch was just in my brain, and I was able to just spit it. Bismillah, man. But I'm like, and I remember rushing to the guys, to the lords and them, because they was the one that was putting me, saying in tune with the Islam at the time, and tell them like, man, Joe, I just got it, like out of nowhere. It just I know how to say it, and to this day didn't know. I mean, I kind of you know where it comes from, all, but just when you're able to experience
Yeah,
things like that you know are like, okay, I don't know how, but it happened,
but it
right?
happened. Right.
It helped me to understand this in a sense of I don't know how I was understanding what I was understanding, picking up what I was picking up. It was literally just naturally happening, bro. where just the thoughts that I had was so what's the word I'm looking for? So prevalent that I couldn't deny the feeling that I had. And I went all in on this, bro, at a time where family and friends was kind of looking at me like, bro, you're gonna put everything into this internet money stuff, right? In fact, keep it a buck with y'all, when I first put my money in here, I didn't even know how to get my money out. As far as getting it back into cash,
Right.
I was just putting it in there.
Right.
Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Excited, like, okay, this is something new. I'm seeing the numbers go up, but I was like, man, how the hell do I get my money out? You get what I mean? But that's the excitement that I had, right? And
Right.
then once I understood the real game that was going on, which was not so much this is the new stock market, this is a new asset to trade. No, 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 no. This is going to be the new financial system, right? This is going to be a new medium of exchange and or that reserve which backs the medium of exchange. Right now,
Right.
speaking specifically about Bitcoin, but then looking at the rest of the coins, as people call them, the tokens, and understanding like, no, some of these are going to be tomorrow's Fortune 500 companies. I'm
Mm.
living in a time right now where I'm investing in tomorrow's Microsoft, tomorrow's Apple, tomorrow's Amazon, tomorrow's Tesla, tomorrow's T-Mobile. You get what I mean?
I
That's what I
do.
was seeing when I was doing the research on these companies. Like, man, people are looking at these as willy nilly, he ha ha. We can trade
So
them and make a couple of dollars, and it's like, man, y'all really, really, really missing the boat on what we have right here.
let me
Which
help. Yeah.
go ahead.
I just want to help illustrate that fact or that point. In our parents' time, let's say, our parents got a line where they like, yo, you can invest in Woolworth, right? You could invest in Sears Roebuck. And then they would buy certificates, right? Or what they would call penny stocks. Now they know the utility of the company because they participate in it. Oh, it's retail. They got the latest stuff that comes out. You could buy a house from them. You know what I'm saying? All of these
Hmm.
different things that they are thinking about that makes the investment make sense. And then they're putting those slips away because they're like, yeah, these slips have to mature, right? Um, Again, mature 10, 15, however many, same way that they set you up for the IRAs, and you're becoming part of an investment group and they're buying into these particular Fortune 500 companies. And right, the people are hedging their investments on the fact that these companies are going to do good over X amount of time, and they'll make a little bit of residuals, right? So
Hmm.
if we could look at it like that, then we could say, just like what you just said, you're investing into the next Fortune 500, whereas these particular coins will be the stock slips, right, or the certificates based on the company, and the company's utility is right speaking to the fact that this company is going to be useful in 4 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years from now, when the use case is even more needed and prominent, right? And as a result, right, whatever it is that you initially invested on and invested in is going to go through the roof along with that particular company.
No, 100%. And the like one of the biggest differences today with that example that you used, the cryptocurrencies are the product themselves, right? And you got to
Right.
think of it like this. When we speak about Ethereum, right? Those that have operated on the blockchain have utilized decentralized finance platforms, protocols, and done smart contracts. You understand that there are fees on the blockchain when you're making these transactions that have to be paid in what we call gas,
Yes.
right?
Right.
The gas is in the underlying certificate or shares themselves. So you got to look at it like this, right? Somebody that's buying up a whole bunch of Nike stock, at the end of the day, they don't have to use that Nike stock to maneuver through the platform to whereas now you're depleting the amount of stocks you have. In
Mm.
cryptocurrency, even if I'm building up Ethereum, right? If I want to interact within the decentralized finance sector, I know that I'm going to have to spend some of that Ethereum, right, in order to operate. So
Mm-hmm.
what I was telling people back when Ethereum was just $80, today it's $3,222. As I'm seeing this ecosystem built up, right? And at the time I was focusing on tokenized real estate. And I'm saying, okay, Number one, in order for me to tokenize a product or a parcel of real estate on the blockchain, I need Ethereum. In
Right.
order for me to transfer then said tokenized shares, I need Ethereum.
Ethereum.
In order for individuals to purchase and operate, they need Ethereum, right? So I'm in a position where, okay, I bought X amount of shares, but now I have to use those shares in order to maneuver, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to use stocks in order to maneuver, so you're always holding the same amount of shares. So they're not actually the product themselves. Whereas now we're in a position where we're buying the said product it's a representation and the product
It's
itself.
both, right?
You get what I mean?
It's
So
coupled, it's bundled, right?
right. So now if I'm understanding like, okay, it's not happening now, but my children are more than likely definitely going to have to operate on this blockchain in order to sell real estate and purchase real estate. Do I want them have to buy Ethereum at $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, or do I want them to buy it at $80? Right? Or do I want to purchase it at $80 rather to
80.
secure for them later on down the line? You get what I mean?
Yes.
And that's what I started to understand. Like, no, we're gonna need this stuff. The biggest thing that I had to switch off in my mind is that I wanted to cash this out back into dollars. That's
Yes.
not my gameplay, y'all. For
Right.
me, it's all about how many of these digital assets or shares of technology or portion or computational power in this technology do I want to secure for my future heirs, my lineage, right?
Right.
And then understanding that when we look at countries like this, right? Because always remember we're kind of behind the ball a little bit. But when you look at countries like who was it? Ecuador, right? Who made Bitcoin
El
legal? El
Salvador.
Salvador, that's what it is.
Yes.
El Salvador, who
Mm-hmm.
made Bitcoin legal tender, right?
Yes.
How do you turn a blind eye to that? How do you be like, oh, well, this is just no, 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 no. This is going to be the currency, and other countries are already showing you that. So
Mm-hmm.
just think of it like this, bro. If you were able to stockpile a bunch of dollars before dollars came into circulation, you knew that, man, we're going to be going over into dollars, and nobody believed you, and the dollars were a penny, knowing that they're going to be worth a dollar, but right now their value is a penny, 50 cent, 25 cent. Wouldn't you try to stockpile as many dollars as possible?
I absolutely would.
So
And
I don't.
and that concept of what you just said, that's because you've translated this to me on numerous occasions. That's called a store of value.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And right, so Bitcoin is a store of value. It's not a modicum of exchange necessarily. You're not collecting it to cash out. You know what I'm saying? You're collecting it to store the value the same way that you would buy a Rolex and you know that it appreciates,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that level of appreciation, allows you to leverage it in different ways. There's multiple things that you can do utilizing it as a financial instrument because it has this value. So again, I learned more about money and monetary systems in 3 or 4 years, knowing you and communicating these concepts. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that I know that I was suffering from financial illiteracy to a degree. There's just certain concepts and terms that, like you said, once they clicked, everything else started making sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you've always stressed education before application in terms of, people can grab some of these particular tokens and these store values, but you really want to have the education, y'all.
Comprehension before compensation is what I always tell people.
Comprehension before
That you
compensation.
come in here
Right.
trying to get compensated without any type of comprehension, and you're going to lose that compensation 80 to
Yes.
90% of the time. And what I love about this space is that just the mere application of you wanting to learn, right? When we look at these different decentralized applications that are available to us, just you wanting to learn how to operate with them, you're going to have to then invest in that ecosystem. So what I always tell people is that don't come in with the idea of I'm chasing money. Come in with the idea of I'm learning how to utilize this new technology, how to utilize this software. And in doing so, I have to invest into that software. Then in doing so, you're going to get a monetary return just based off of your educational maneuvering, right? Because if you're learning how
Acumen.
to use
Right.
this platform, that platform, this platform, which they all center around financial instruments, and then we do have, the whole DePIN sector, decentralized Physical, what is it? Decentralized physical infrastructure, if I'm not mistaken. Whereas, bro, like right now, I'm connected to the internet in my house, and I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid to use the internet. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that again. People are out here paying for the internet. I'm getting paid to use the internet. Same thing with my phones, right? I've introduced individuals to platforms such as Helium Mobile, right, which partnered up with T-Mobile, which is
Mm.
a company that gives you a $20 monthly, unlimited all, right? Text, talk, FaceTime, streaming. But the difference is you are being used almost as like a tower, and what you're doing is geo mapping certain geographical locations, and you're mining cryptocurrency as you do that. So as you
Mm.
moving around the day, about your day, utilizing the phone, you're getting paid to use the phone, right? So once again, people out here paying for the internet, paying for phone bills. I'm getting paid to use the internet and the phone, amongst many other things. Amongst many other things. And that's what I try to get people to understand, that it's a lot more going on over here than just, oh, I want to trade this or I want to trade that. If you're looking at this and you're thinking that trading is like the creme de la creme or whatever, that's like kindergarten over here. That's like, oh, that's cute. You trade, that's cute. You know what I mean? What are you really doing though? Are you even using this technology? Do you even know that this is technology? Right? And that's what I try to get people to understand, that you're gonna raise your intellect getting into this space. Number one, it's gonna put you ahead of the rest of society by 5 to 10 years. Because people walk around all day and have absolutely no idea what's going on under their nose as far as this new financial system. And then you see things like BlackRock, right? Which and once again, bro, it comes with our focuses and what we've been kind of drilled with, right? So as an example, people will know who Nicky Barnes is, Frank Lucas, Larry Hoover, the Jeff Fords, the Big Meeches, the BMFs, but they don't know who Michael Blurry is. They don't know who Larry Fink is.
Larry Finch, right,
You know what I'm saying? They don't know who these people that really run shit. If we're talking about money,
right,
right, in the real game of power, they don't know who these people is. So BlackRock saying that they just invested $1 billion in a day in Bitcoin falls on deaf ears for individuals that aren't within that frequency,
right,
right? It had to be a big meech or something that says buy Bitcoin, almost like what Future did back in 2020, no, 2017, when Bitcoin was at its peak. He comes out, "Oh, I'm buying Bitcoin," and then Bitcoin drops down to $3,000, right? It has to be something like that for people to really gravitate and take a position. That's why I'm grateful for brothers like y'all, that we're within that demographic where people are gonna listen, right? Take heed to what we're
yeah.
saying,
People
and we're able
have,
to
yes,
present that information and get people ahead of everybody else. Because people talk about closing the wealth gap, bro. We're gonna jump over the wealth gap and exceed those, our counterparts that have been holding the reign over the last couple of 100 years. Because right now we're in the beginning of the next couple of 100 years as it pertains to this financial system that our children and grandchildren are going to be growing up in, and that's where the
yeah.
value is.
So somebody asks, one of the most pressing questions of the moment, and that is it too late to buy into Bitcoin?
So let me say this, right? I'm not a financial advisor, so I can't give any type of financial advice, but I will share my own opinion, and that's all it is. My opinion is mine and mine alone. Any and everything that I'm telling you could be 100% wrong. Please always go do your own due diligence, right?
Hmm.
So now when I look at the space and I understand that there's a currency conversion going on, which might I add, you only go through a currency conversion every couple of 100 years. You get what I'm saying? So we're living in a real pivotal moment in time right now where we're able to get ahead of that conversion going on, right? Bitcoin at 80,000, absolutely, you're still early for the rest of the world. If you can go outside today and call a friend, call a family member, go to the local coffee shop and ask, "Hey, man, do you accept Bitcoin? Do you know what?" And people are, huh, no, like I've heard of it. You're early. You're still. That's why you're seeing so many institutions, the Michael Saylors of the world, MicroStrategy, the Larry Finks of the world, BlackRock. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, Microsoft has a meeting coming up where they are going to be talking about, let me see. Yeah, proposal investing into Bitcoin. So Microsoft had a meeting coming up, or has a meeting coming up, where they're going to be preparing to proposing to their shareholders, man, I think it's time for us to start putting something in this Bitcoin stuff. So when you see
Right.
the fact that you're able to buy something that a company like Microsoft has not yet bought it, I would say you're early.
That part.
I would say you're early. Now the thing is, this is what I don't want people to do. If you're living check to check, don't put your check in here thinking you're gonna make enough to pay off next month's rent. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. In fact, let me just crunch some numbers, right? Let me just crunch some numbers with you real quick and show you how something as significant as a couple of dollars a day can make a difference in the future. If you're if you have those binoculars on where you can look far out instead of instant gratification, look for what's the word I'm thinking of?
Delayed gratification.
That- Exactly, just a complete opposite. Delayed gratification.
Right.
And the returns can, and like I said, I don't want people to get caught up on the returns. I want people to understand that this is a tool that's going to allow you to acquire those tangible assets that you need: land, real estate, gold, silver, firearms, right? This is a play that's going to allow us to build our own family infrastructures and get back into the roles that we used to have once upon a time, right? Where we were, because people don't do a lot of research on where we've been in our life, bro. They think we just went from straight slavery to kind of where we're at now, and black people are rich now. You know how many
Mm,
black cities and towns it was, bro, where we had our
mm.
own banks. Uh, point in case, people
Yeah.
don't. If people want to
Yeah.
research the Black Belt in Chicago, the Black Belt. It's
Right.
a brother. I'm trying to think of his name. Mushmouth is the name that research from Chicago. Bro, these were
Much
black
more.
bankers, people that were running, and because of the depression and because of the redlining that they did when the crash did come, they weren't really able to recover. But we've been able to build our own when we've understood how currency operates, right? And we're in a position now where we once again, from the ground up, because that's where we're at right now. Cryptocurrency, blockchain technology is still in its baby and infancy stages. This
Mm-hmm.
thing hasn't gone anywhere yet. You get what I mean? You're just now getting it to where Starbucks is accepting cryptocurrency. Different
Mm-hmm.
chains are accepting cryptocurrency. Gucci, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, accepts cryptocurrency.
Mm.
There's actually high end and exclusive private sales that accept crypto, as far as citizenship, being able to purchase islands and the such, right?
Yes.
Um, but let me just show you. Let me just give everybody a small example, right? And what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go back in time to the last time we had a crash, which was due to COVID, March 2020. So let's do 2020 March, and we'll just run it up to like December 2000. That's 2020. Yeah, we'll do December 2021. We'll do December 2021, right? And we'll look at something small like $10, right? And you know, I'm coming out with a book, still working on it. I've talked about it before, but it's called From Vices to Investments, right? And it speaks about how we can say that we don't have the capital to put into certain things. But
Mm.
if you look at the certain vices that you have on a day-to-day basis, whether it's smoking, drinking, eating unhealthy, all those things cost money, which is capital that if you changed up your habits, you would be
Big
able to
money.
then reallocate into investments, right? So
Literally.
just an example. On average, $10 for a pack of backwoods in Chicago. On average. And I on average smoke more than a pack a day. So let's just say you smoke a pack a day. That's $10, not including the actual herb you got to burn, but just the pack of backwoods,
Just
right?
the backwards. Right.
Just the backwoods. So if you were around in 2020, you had the advantage to say, you know what, I'm gonna quit smoking and I'm gonna take that $10 I just on the backwoods. Whatever I do with the weed money, I'm gonna do whatever. But just my backwood money, I'm gonna put in the assets, right? So $10 a day from September of 2020 to December of 2021 into an asset like AVAX, you would have spent somewhere around $4,360, which people need to pay attention, because that's how much you spend on backwoods within that same amount of time. Over 4 grand that you're smoking and putting it's
Wow.
in the air, it's gone. That could have got you a 53,000% $53,637 return.
Mm.
Yikes.
$10 a day. You're not breaking the bank. You're not putting your check. You're just, man, $10 a day. $10.
Mm.
$10. You get what I
And
mean?
Bully
Something
would
slight.
always stress that, yo, $5 daily, $10 daily. You know what I'm saying? You and I have to accredit the sister Red that we met in Inglewood that was working with Nipsey on his coin before he
Yeah.
transitioned. I
Yep.
forget her name. She did a tour around the country with Harper, Gil Harper, promoting BTC and bringing it into everybody's community or melanated communities and just over stressing $5 a day, $10 a day, right? Just put that in Bitcoin. Mm. And one can only imagine, right, what your returns would have looked like at this particular point when you was buying it up at $5 and it was only 13 racks or 10 racks or even 30. But now it's 80, you know?
And it gets fun, right? When you're able to come together. And this is what I try to stress too, operating as a unit, right? Let's just say Red, you and Blue. Y'all was like, okay, we're each gonna allocate $10 a day to something like this. So now y'all putting the dub in a day, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So now $20 a day into Solana, right? Y'all spent about 9,000 within the span of a year and some change, but you came back with more than $250,000 return.
Mm.
Damn.
It's like, how can we? And once again, it just comes from lack of knowledge or misinformation because we
So
don't
can you? All
go ahead.
right. I'm glad you brought up the Solana thing because you were having this conversation about Bitcoin being, stored value and whatnot. Which one of these altcoins or which one of these digital currencies will be utilized by people who just want to double their money and take it out and run and reinvest it in other things?
Man, you know what? If you want to just come in and your focus is just making some money, I mean, you can play the same game that the investor is playing, but you're gonna have to be sharper and you're gonna have to allocate more time to it. Meaning you're gonna have to understand technical analysis, understand the whole trading aspect, the different instruments you have, whether you're doing futures, derivatives, options trading.
Right.
You got the whole meme coin sector,
Section.
which
Right.
for individuals that want to come in and they, if you're a gambling man or a gambling woman, you can definitely gamble with the meme coins. Um, I like to keep my focus more so on the generational wealth aspect, which the thing about it is with this space and being so early, you got individuals that come in and think that it's gonna, "Oh, I'm not gonna be able to double my money quick." But then they make a couple of moves, and even though they weren't expecting it, they're getting the results that most individuals that come in that are looking to double their money quick. And let me say that your mind state is different too, right? When you come
Right.
in with the mindset, man, I just want to make some quick money, you're gonna make quick moves. Normally, those are gonna be the wrong moves. They're gonna be emotional moves. So the ability for those moves to be successful has a lot lower hit rate. And it depends on when you get in. Once this bull market and the banana zone takes off, you can literally throw money at the wall and it's gonna make money for you. You
Right.
know what I mean? Um, which a lot of people are going to do. There's going to be a lot of lucky stories. A lot of times though, those that come in and make the quick money, the money doesn't last because their mind state wasn't where it needed to be in order
Right.
to take that capital and then
Longevity.
reallocate it.
Yes.
And then, like I say, my thing is I want people to start setting up family treasury reserves and allocating capital to this sector, specifically Bitcoin, the head honchos, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and putting the bag to the side that they're not going to sell back for fiat currency, right?
Right.
Because that's the bigger move, I think. Especially if we just talk about Bitcoin being digital gold. It's like, look, we're in an area right now where we're able to acquire gold again. The idea is not to sell the gold back off, but be able to pass that gold down generation to generation as you build that reserve, which is then going to benefit the family. Because I mean, the way that I look at it is this is all about family to me, bro. It's not about so much money, getting rich, buying whatever I want. That can be a byproduct of you wanting to do for your family, right? It will put you in a position where if you want to splurge, hey, you got the rights to splurge, right? And you're gonna treat yourself good in this space. But the way that I look at it is that I got the ability and the benefit right now that I don't think I would have ever had in any other time in my life had I not come across this space, and I want to use it to the best of my ability to benefit those that are going to come after me. So I kind of keep myself away from the quick flips, even though that is a byproduct of this space that you're going to come into, especially once you understand it. So once you get in and you've built your foundation, it opens up the door and allows you to play some of those more riskier moves if you so choose. Um, right now I got individuals that are utilizing things such as bull tokens, which are assets that accumulate 2 to 3 to 5, sometimes to 10x more than what the actual market is doing. So if
Mm.
you're using something that has a 5x leverage and the market sees a 20% move, you've doubled your money that quick, which a lot of people have done over the last couple of days.
Right. Can you also speak about the goldbacks that you have that you've been accumulating?
Yes, yes, definitely. Um, so without really advertising, but really just wanting people to understand what's going on in this space, when we look at our medium of exchange, right, and where you're holding your store of value, goldbacks are a medium of exchange, a negotiable instrument for those that study that, which comes in the form of actual physical gold, right? Now, let me say this, there's a difference between using goldbacks and actually investing into the commodity known as gold. Okay, I
Right.
want people to understand that. The reason that these gold backs are coming out in different states, which Florida just is coming out with their form of gold backs, is because it gives you a divisible form of gold that you can use on a commercial level, meaning hand to hand. If I open up a brick and mortar, right, or even anything online, right, I'll be able to accept gold for those services or products in the form of these gold backs, which then hold the value of gold. So as gold appreciates, so does the value of the underlying currency that you're holding, which in this case is going to be these gold backs, right? I'm trying to work with individuals in Illinois right now, to see if we can get these coming to Illinois and Chicago. You know what I mean? Get our own form, because in my humble opinion, when you're looking at what do you want to hold for the future, it's cryptocurrencies, gold, silver, and land. And gold and silver are going to come in different forms and different variables of mediums of exchange. When you look at the gold coins, they're not divisible, so you can't break down $5 worth of gold coin. You get what I mean? So these forms of currency are starting to come out, which starting to see a lot of copycats now. I'm literally starting to see a lot of, hey, we got gold currency, we got gold currency. Me personally, the research I've done, I wouldn't do anything outside of gold backs. But I am acquiring this for me, my family. I've actually been able to introduce this to the Muslim community out here within Chicago, and have gotten some of the stores to start accepting them as a medium of exchange. So then it allows the Ummah to start having a store of value, versus, and it's really interesting when you get into the Islamic aspect of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If individuals understand what riba is, which when we look at the Federal Reserve note and the way that it operates, the whole financial system within the West is actually haram to Islam, because of the way that they're able to just print, right? And it's based off of interest and everything. But we're in a position where we're kind of forced to use it. What I'm doing is I'm bringing that halal currency back to the community and giving us a medium of exchange that we can operate with and still be within the principles of Islam. So if you want to get involved, just go to goldback.com, do the research,
Dope.
understand what you have, and if you feel so, start accumulating these. You know what I mean? Me, for the most part, I accumulate the one gold back notes, because it's the lowest form of denomination or medium of exchange. That way I
Right.
can have a lot of wiggle room versus having the higher denominations and having to look for change.
There's a question in the chat. When purchasing a coin, and they will ask, "Would you like to stake for a percentage?" What is your opinion on that option?
So the individual that's asking that, if they're not familiar with what staking is, I would say get familiar with what staking is. Basically, staking is similar to dividends within the stock world. Whereas when you're holding this cryptocurrency, you're able to place it into a smart contract of some sorts. And what you're doing is the equivalent to mining. So
Right.
when the individual is mining with Bitcoin, they're using computational power to help secure the blockchain and confirm transactions. And with that process, you are given what is known as a mining reward, which is new Bitcoin that comes into circulation. So a lot of times when you're buying these cryptocurrencies, and that I think that's something that they ask normally through Coinbase. You're not going to get that question on a lot of decentralized applications, but I do think when you buy cryptocurrencies through Coinbase, they ask, do you want to stake the cryptocurrency, such as Ethereum? What that means is that you are going to take that cryptocurrency, allow the software or the technology to use it to secure the network, and you're going to get what's known as a staking reward, which once again is like dividends in that form of currency. So basically, you're going to be accumulating more of the underlying currency when you stake it.
Right.
But that's 100% up to the individual if they want to do that. Which what I would say is that one of the strategies that I utilize in this space is being able to receive a form of passive income through the likes of staking and liquidity providing. So I would say that, you got 99% of the world that buys cryptocurrency and sits on it waiting for the price to appreciate. For individuals that are more integrated in the space, you're providing that cryptocurrency as liquidity or as a form of stake. That way, no matter what's going on with the market, you're getting a form of passive income because you're getting a return on those staking rewards.
Awesome. All right. Question. With all of this new information about this new money matrix that we're in, it seems like a whole world of information to know. And of course, we see all of these reports coming out, and when it comes to the education system and how insolvent it is,
Mhm.
where would you point people who want to learn and become more educated about this new world, this new lexicon, and everything that's taking place? Where is a place to send people to educate them and to actually help them become more accredited in financial literacy?
So I created what's called Block Wall Street,
Okay.
kind of a evolution of Black Wall Street, of being
Mm,
able to rebuild Black Wall Street utilizing the blockchain.
okay.
And I educate people hands-on, by way of one-on-one or classes. I've been doing so since 2017. Um, I've got YouTube channel. You can go check out Chicago Crypto Hustler. I've got a podcast that individuals can check out that I ran for about maybe a year and a half called New Money Matrix. And you can just literally Google it. The only thing that's going to pop up is me for the most part. Spotify right here, New Money Matrix. You can go check this out. A lot of alpha information and ahead of its time, right? A lot of
Right.
the things you'll hear in this podcast from 2019, 2020 up to 2021, right? You're gonna see coming into fruition today. But a lot of the things that I was calling back then. But on blockwallstreet.io, which is the website, you're able to come through and you're able to set up a one-on-one, right? I suggest everybody that goes here check out this video, 100 million Satoshis worth of game, the intro to Big Picture. Very, very, very monumental. Is going to help you understand. But I've written a couple of books. One being The Puzzle, which you can get from my website. In fact, I think right now, if I'm not mistaken, I have a 50% discount on all products, right? Using the code 444. So if individuals want to
Okay.
start their journey, which you would be looking for some of the more beginner information, which would be, the book, which let me add, the book does come with a free 15-minute consultation with myself. And it's going to basically give you a breakdown. What is Bitcoin? What is cryptocurrency? And I give kind of a insight on what money is. Because the biggest thing within this space, right, is if you don't understand the current monetary system, how are you going to understand the new monetary system? Right?
Mm,
So if you don't understand money, you're not going to understand the new money. So the first thing I try to do is get people to understand what is money, right?
right.
I allow the book to build a no, allow the book to create a foundation for you. And then what the reason I do the 15-minute consultation is so that we can build on top of that foundation. Because I'm pretty sure they're going to walk away with questions like, okay, what does this really mean? What does that really mean? So I allow the book to create the foundation, and then 15-minute consultation allows us to build the foundation, and then you move forward from there. Um, if you're just starting out, I guess some of the most beginner classes you would look at, let me see, because bro, it's so much in this space: real estate, trust, derivatives, options. tokenized contracts that, man, I'm trying to think, like, because it's complicated, but once you understand it, it's kind of like, oh, okay, I can understand. You can tokenize kind of any function in this space.
Right.
What is MetaMask? How to use it step by step. That's a beginner's video. Um, Let me see. Okay, the beginner's package. With this, you'll get the puzzle, how to get started with MetaMask, and how to get started in DeFi, decentralized finance. Like I said, everything's 50% off right now. So you're getting that $150 package for 75 using the code 444 at checkout. This will put you in a pretty good position. But if you're the type that's not tech savvy, I would suggest you set up a one-on-one with myself so I could actually walk you through step by step, hands-on, how to operate in this space.
Okay. And if somebody comes over and says KTL, is that going to be a plus for them?
Oh, definitely. Hey, if you come through and you drop KTL, you're gonna get for the one-on-ones, because you're already getting a 50% discount off top. With the
Right.
one-on-ones, I'm gonna give you a 15% discount. Drop the word KTL, 15% discount for those that come through. And
Right.
man, now that I actually say that, right, we've put together an opportunity for individuals to come together as a collective and actually grow financially, right?
Yes.
With the least amount of resistance and little to no leg work for the individuals. It is a private affair, so we're not gonna really put too much out there. But I will say this for individuals that want to sit down, understand the space, come together collectively, and then learn how you can grow financially. Me and Red got something that we put together. I don't know if you got the word as far as them commenting. Red, what were we using for them to get the information as far as how we're operating in the private?
Okay. They're going to have to just send me an email. I'm going to put the ticker of the email right here.
Okay.
The automated service that I use, it's not active on YouTube, only on IG.
Okay.
So let me drop the email and y'all can hit me up. Anyone who is curious about what it is that we're doing, because it is a private affair, you're going to have to send an email to this email, the Mart125 at Gmail. And in the description, just put the word crypto. Okay. In the description, put the word crypto. So I know it's you. I receive a lot of emails on a daily basis, but I'm able to tag everybody when you put the word crypto in there. And you will be contacted and we'll take it from there. This is an opportunity that our Patreons took advantage of last year, and everybody is in a better position as we speak. And we're offering our community and our network. This is a new network on a new channel and whatnot. The opportunity to have that, as well. What I do not want anybody to do during this bull run that's coming up is to experience FOMO and to begin to feel, lesser than just feel lesser than, because people are celebrating and they're naturally, the crypto bros, the people who went through what is known as the crypto winter. It was harsh. It was harsh.
And don't forget those people that left y'all with the ball. Because there's a
Yes.
lot of people that's been silent for the
Super
past year and
silent.
a half, bro, that
Whew.
told people they had the answers last bull market. And
Yes.
when things changed, those people kind of faded away or went on to, talk about other things. But there's a community that they left holding the bag that really didn't have any type of direction. Thought that they had direction from those that put them in a position.
They
But
were
those that put them in a
abandoned by
Got
them.
position really
abandoned.
didn't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Got
So
abandoned.
what we're introducing y'all to is not only the ability to be in what I like to call the safest of hands you can be in as it relates to this sector, this space, um, but we're also opening up the door for individuals to come in and actually learn what's going on and how it's going to benefit them in the future. Because we always get those people that, oh, well, this isn't going to go anywhere. And I do want to cover a couple of stories just so people can see the severity of
Yes.
what we got right here in front of our faces, Joe. Because this isn't a fad. It's not a wave. Um, this is gonna be something that later on down the flick, people are gonna say it wasn't fair. We didn't know. They always the people,
Right.
they
And
always
we
get the inside scoop. No, 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 no,
The
no.
right,
ones that's saying it now.
right. That's why we have to do our due diligence as, I don't know the word, but one day it's thought leaders, the other day is something else, community
Hmm.
leader, and no, we have to do our due diligence as a media platform that has been ahead of the curve since we stepped out here. We have to do our due diligence to get ahead of the curve. You know what I mean? We got egos and know the ledge. We not trying to have no crazy monetary system popping around the world and we don't have our fingerprints on it. So we go to sleep very good at night, knowing that we were preparing our people since 2013 to basically change their lives, and not just their lives, their children's lives and whatnot.
Hmm.
You feel me? Like we were doing a show when it was at 800. Bitcoin was 800, and we had the same people who came up with Blexit, D Miller L and
Hmm.
whatnot. It turned into the Blexit movement, but they were on this platform really dropping a lot of keys and whatnot way back 2013, 2012.
Yeah, it was before 2013, definitely.
Yeah.
Shout out
Yeah,
to them brothers, wherever
yeah.
they at
Shout out
right
to them
now.
brothers because I used to tap in. If I'm not mistaken, they had the Murex wallet. They had created their own wallet and everything
Yes,
over
they
there.
did.
Yes, they
Murex,
did.
Yep.
these was very industrious Moors.
Hmm. And
Mhm.
and what's interesting is that you don't see them today, but you don't see them today because man, they hit.
They got
Nah, they
low.
up.
They
Yeah,
They
they
up.
up.
bro. Like I
You
noticed that a
guys,
while ago. Like man, where Ellen them at? What am I?
Nah, they
Like
in the
you
cut.
at the
oh.
Bitcoin conventions, when you go to Vegas, when you change your environment, right? When you change your frequency, people who you assume disappear begin to reappear. They're on a different plane and a different level, on a different frequency. You know what I mean? Like when more say that they going private and they getting low, yeah, they mean that. So we have to give credit to the Mooney brothers, Michael Singleton. These are some of the names of the people who were adamant about standing on this crypto business. And then of course our good brother Amir, you know what I mean, who's been riding with us and who's been setting people up, onboarding them, being very patient and doing his due diligence. And you've built a community, you know what I'm saying? You built a community. When I spoke to you on the phone earlier, I just was like, it makes my heart smile just to know, how much you've been able to help people and just reverse, you feel me, your importance and just, you know what I mean, just in everyone in the affairs of man, you know what I mean. You are truly uplifting fallen humanity with the information that you've been adamant, even when it was down, when we were going
Yeah,
through the winter.
you are an emancipator. Shout out to my brother Mansa as well.
Big shout out to
You
Benson.
know, the global
Yes.
juggernaut. You know what I'm saying? But and again, like he said, it makes my heart smile. Again, even with let's speak about Cheyenne the Liberator. You know, these lofty titles that these brothers and these sisters initially took on to pick up the mantle and to accept the charge that was given us to uplift fallen humanity. And look at them now. You know, look at us. Look at the people who were able to just go off of a dream initially and a passion and a desire. You wanted to impact. You hit me up back in the days, and you just wanted that level of penetration into the community. You know what I mean? Because you had qualified information that you felt that they needed to know. You wasn't looking for clients. You wasn't looking. It wasn't for a payday. You were looking to volunteer your time and to get in front of people and to convince them, right, to bend the curve. Like, no, hold on, before you over there running to get into Birkin, you know what I'm saying? Before you jumping in the lamb chop, yeah, let's delay that gratification for a second. You know what I mean? Put this in this, go dark, get low, and then pop up right? Now, when BTC is 80K, so man, again, these things takes faith. It takes the ability to see things that are not yet visible. Let's take the religiosity out of these terms, right? The ability to see into the future, the ability to see things that are not yet physically there requires a lot of mental headspace because you're not just holding that space for you. You got to convince the people who you love. You got to convince the outer rings of your family who's on the outside looking in. And then you on these platforms. So you talking to strangers and they got to convince their families, but it has to be something so firm. Your fortitude has to be so resilient that they're hedging that. Yo, look, baby, I'm trying to tell you, you feel me? And I know that every single person that made that particular investment in themselves, right, has been able to see some level of return. You know what I mean? If not, I know people who have exponential returns based on little tidbits that you have dropped. And you was the first one on your 4:44 a.m. I'm just following suit afterwards. Cause I'm like, damn, I seen him in the gym and he doing coffee and crypto.
Bro,
And
it's a
he ain't showed
draft
his
like
face
none other.
yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro's in the gym and they show his face. So yeah, my guy is his dedication is different.
It comes from a level of love, Joe. I love
It,
my people, and I
it, it
love
would
the
have
change
to
that I've been
be.
able to make in myself to help my people, and that's like a real fact.
Yeah, so hands down, we're speaking to a legend. We're speaking to somebody who is an emancipator, who has emancipated. And like you said, if for anything else, just to reverse the image, just to reverse the optics. I remember you standing in your dean in your city when your city wasn't fully, on the dean, when it wasn't a UMA to speak of. And now look at it, you know, you have community around you. Um, so yeah, these are beautiful things, and the ability to see change in real time. These are the things that we proselytize about, but to actually see it manifest, it's amazing.
And let me say this because I'm seeing people talking about too late. Look, when you're looking at a currency conversion, the main thing is to get the currency, get the token. This isn't a flip, y'all. This isn't a trade. You know what I'm saying? Let me put this out there and make it very, 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 very clear. My main goal is to acquire as much Bitcoin as possible for my lineage. It's not to acquire as much paper dollars. I'm gonna say that again. My goal is to acquire as much. I'm doing what the Michael Saylors and the Black Rocks is doing. I'm trying to get as much Bitcoin as possible to be able to pass down. Would you invest in bricks if you had the option? If I had the option to invest in bricks, would I? Me being where I'm at right now in my life, I'm gonna say that I personally would not because I see more of an advantage in the space that I'm currently in right now. And that's no shade to what they're doing with bricks, getting away from the currency, getting backed by gold and whatnot. But I'm able to do that within my own fold, within my own treasury. You know what I mean? And what I want people to understand is that you don't have to be in everything, yo. Like you don't have to be in everything. Figure out what best suits you. In fact, let me say this. What I like about this sector with me being in the blockchain, right? Not only can I invest in these Fortune 500 companies of tomorrow, right? This new technology of tomorrow. I can invest in real estate if I so choose, right? I can invest in land. You got platforms like Fabrica.land, right? Which just let me explain how the technology works over here, bro. What they're doing is they are purchasing land parcels, placing
Hmm.
them in a trust, a land trust, and then they're tokenizing beneficial ownership of that land trust, which then allows them to transfer beneficial ownership from token holder to token holder. Are y'all catching what I'm saying here?
Hmm. Hmm.
Once again, and I'm really talking to the viewers out there. They've tokenized beneficial ownership of a trust, which allows individuals to purchase land on the blockchain, right, and transfer it to another individual or hold it for safekeeping for their future heirs. And we're talking land as cheap as 1K in New Mexico, 2K in Arizona,
Mm.
6K in California, right? This is land, y'all. Once again, you know what this is doing, red and blue? This is cutting out a lot of the red tape and a lot of moves you got to make to buy land in the traditional world.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I can just connect my wallet, press a button,
Facts.
boop, the land's in my wallet, go on about my day. It'll take all of about 5 or 10 minutes,
Damn,
That's unprecedented.
right?
that's crazy.
And then you
What
have,
about
go ahead.
what about the land, the digital real estate? What about that? Is that
That's a
projected to go back up?
that's a whole nother what, man, Joe? We're purchasing so much land right now from the virtual side. And this is the thing, right? You get those fads, those waves where everyone's just saying to be in, but they're not in because they understand what's coming in the future. Um, Virtual land, meaning metaverse land, right, is still, as of right now,
Right.
highly undervalued in my humble opinion. Highly undervalued, right? You got to understand the value of the gaming sector and how much money and capital comes in to the gaming sector and how that is then going to just imagine you being able to how
Look at
can
the
I put
streaming sector.
that's the streaming sector, which to that point, right? To that point, I've got land within the metaverse right now where I've built a metaverse university where individuals can go and stream my classes by paying a monthly tuition NFT, right? It's
Right.
token gated, so you get the NFT. It gives you access to the university. All this within the metaverse, right? In fact, let me see. I think I can actually pull that up. Now, what I can do is I can rent out that space to somebody else that may want to have a stream service or present some type of information to the metaverse. In fact, let me put it out there on y'all show something that we got coming from the out here in Chicago. Pretty
Okay.
soon we will be able to view Juma services in the metaverse for the across the world. So we're going to be the first Muslims to be holding Juma service in the metaverse coming in the near future.
Mm, you put that together?
Yes, sir.
Fire.
Yes,
That's
sir.
fire.
So be on the lookout for that. But when we look at voxels, let me just pull up this university real quick. Let me see. Here we go. And let me say that the infrastructure that you're seeing build itself up right now, I
Yeah.
had the pleasure of being able to assist individuals' children in building this up, right? So I didn't build this. They built this from the
They built it
classes
up.
that I was holding with them, right? So
Fire.
they chairs, TVs, walls, and you're gonna see it all come into fruition here in a minute. And then that's just running a little slow, and it's a lot of information that's got to go into it. But let me say this: that what they've done with them building the infrastructure for individuals that buy the tuition NFTs, those children that built it get a return, a percentage of that capital that comes in from individuals that are taking these classes, right? So these are tomorrow's construction workers within this new money matrix, within this metaverse space, because you got to think of it like this. If individuals are buying plots and they're doing commerce, a lot of them don't know how to build. So now we need builders. Who better to teach than the children?
Right. That's what they do.
And they're so familiar with it that it's going to come second nature to them.
Right. They
Let
just
me actually go ahead and slide in here because I don't know why it's taking so long. And it may be a little bit of there we go. And it's probably gonna kick me out of here. Reason being because I don't have the NFT that I'm supposed to have to be in here right now. So it's probably gonna kick me out in a minute. But no problem, no problem, no problem. Here we go. Well, hold on, let me there we go. And yeah, it's with the internet and they're trying to bring it in. I got too many things open. It's probably gonna take a minute to come in. But nonetheless, though, digital real estate, physical real estate, land, everything that individuals are looking to do within the traditional world, I'm doing on the blockchain, right? So it's like All roads lead to blockchain for me right now. Even when we talk about digital identities, right? Domains. This is another thing that I don't think people should be turning a blind eye to, right? Getting your digital identity within this new internet. Because you got to understand that we are migrating or segueing to Web3 from Web2, right? So your .coms are going to turn into .cryptos and .bitcoins and .DAOs. So you have the ability right now to secure your digital identity, which let me show you one of the biggest players that did it so far. You can just go to Hove, just Google Hove.eth, right? HOV.ETH.
Okay.
Hold
Hove
on, we
dot.
gotta proceed using Infura. So you're already saying that they're reading that it is. Come on, why ain't they gonna give it to me? Hold on, I know how to find it. Hove ETH. There we go. Hove.eth. Boom. Now, what I want to go to is you can already see who the owner is, Sean Carter. And what does that mean? That means that Mr. Sean Carter. Let me see. There we go. There we go. So
Mm-hmm.
this is his OpenSea account. Doesn't
Right.
mean that these are all the NFTs that he purchased, but it does mean that these are the NFTs that he holds in his wallet. And a lot of these people have sent out to him themselves. I sent him a
Right.
copy of my book, just to keep it a buck. But
Right.
when we go to the blockchain, right, Etherscan, and we type in Hove.eth, which if he's securing his digital identity, why aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And I got just a couple of stories just to show individuals. We can see that Sean Carter deployed this 1,235 days ago, created by Jay-Z, as you can see here.
Right.
So when you see individuals like this already clampering down on their identity, it lets you know that somebody's in their ear telling them like, hey, look, this is where everything's going. You should go ahead and take the time out to snatch this up. Now, whether he did it himself or not, the fact still remains that he has it. And had somebody else got it before him, right? Had somebody else grabbed it before him, they would have needed to cash him out. Excuse me, no, he would have had to cash them out for
Right.
that name, right?
Similar to OpenAI, they just bought the domain name chat.com.
Mm-hmm. And what they pay? I think it was because I seen
Put it
that
in.
article. Was it
Yeah.
90,000?
What? Put it in the thing. 90,000. They in the millions. In
Okay,
the
nah. So
millions.
I'm thinking this right here. I'm thinking Budweiser. Budweiser bought beer.eth for 95,000. That's what I'm thinking
Okay.
of. But I'm showing y'all this because the person that bought beer.eth probably paid $5 for it, if that, plus transaction fees, right?
Yes.
So you got companies like this understanding what's going on, saying, "Hold on, we need to secure." So let me see, chat. Let me see.
This is definitely a generational wealth build. I
Mm,
promise you. I will
mm,
rewind this episode and take all of the notes and have either Chat GPT or Google open to ask questions when you hear certain terms that you're not familiar with. That's the rabbit hole. That's
mm-hmm.
how you learn. That's how you go down rabbit holes and you become educated by taking what you don't know and running it through the search engines and things of that nature. And I promise you, yeah, 15 million
Come on, man, and
for
think
a
of it like this,
.com.
bro. There's a whole new internet that has a whole new world of domains that people can go snatch up right now. Starting with your own.
Right.
Start with your own. If you got a company out there, if you have a website and you're not buying your domain, somebody like me is probably gonna buy it. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I own a lot of people, not only their identities but their company names within the space. Celebrities, gurus, content creators. In fact, I actually just walked the individual client through, and she was able to secure the name. What's the street? Kai Sinet, I think his name
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. She
Yeah,
caught
she.
her?
What did she? Kind of
Yikes.
made me jealous. Like, damn, I should have thought of him.
Damn.
But
Wow.
I didn't. But that's a win.
He left that open. The
With
biggest
a
dreamer.
with a
Bro,
million.
not
Look,
not not left it open. They don't know. They don't know, bro. You think
uh,
Castanet knows there's a dot crypto domain name or service. In fact, let me show you how serious it is. GoDaddy just teamed up with was it Unstoppable or I think it was ENS. I think it was ENS. Let me see. Yep, ENS partners with GoDaddy to enable users to link wallets to domains. They don't know, bro. So it ain't even that he left it on the table.
There you
He
go.
didn't even
Right.
know that there was a table.
Didn't even know there was a table.
And this is the position that y'all are in right now. Go front run these people, man. Look, if you're listening to this and you're within the industry or anything like that, and you got the inside scoop on artists that are coming out, companies that are being built, it would behoove you to go snatch them up on this blockchain before they do it. And then it gives you leverage to set your price or put yourself in a position to where you can have some type of ownership and control over.
Facts. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the email is right there, the Mart125th@gmail. For anybody in the audience who has any type of curiosity of joining the program that we are laying out, send us an email and we will follow up with you ASAP.
Because I mean, what we're doing right now, bro, it wouldn't be hard for us to get together as a collective and attack not only the digital real estate but these domains as a unit. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Just come in weekly with a budget and swoop up the swoop up different real estate.
Mm-hmm. And it's so cheap right now, y'all. So cheap, and we're so ahead of everybody else. And let me say this, right? I'm speaking like this right now because of the environment and the market that we're in right now, right? These wouldn't be the same sentiments I would be sharing if we was in a bear market because you got to shift your mindset, you got to shift your strategy,
Right.
right? So don't think that I'm one of these people that come on here as buy, buy, buy. No, 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 no. Right now we're in a time in a position to whereas it is a race against time and supply. And see, this is another part of that the sector that people don't understand. There's a limited amount of supply of Bitcoin, and right now these companies, these hedge funds have been buying up all the new supply that's been being mined, all the supply that's been on these exchanges. There's been a huge decrease. That in and of itself is going to pump the price, right? So you can see, and always remember, is you're gonna get another chance. So let's just say Bitcoin was to go to $125,000, right? It'd be nothing for it to pull back to 80, 70, 60. And then, of course, the people are going to come out and say it's dead, it's over with, it's going to zero. When you see that talk, y'all, let me put this out there right now. When you see that this is going to zero talk, this is
Right.
crashing, it's over with, that's probably your best time to go ahead and start locking in your positions. But when they start coming out saying, oh my God, this is going to 1 million and da-da-da-da, that's the time that you want to have already locked in your positions and you can start offboarding to the newcomers.
Right.
It's a cycle, y'all. Just like everything else in the universe. Spring to fall. No, spring to summer to fall to winter. And right back again. It happens time and time again in this space. Right? So you got the likes of BlackRock, right? The ETF, the exchange traded fund, flipping gold, right? They've had more money come in within a 5 or 10 month period, red and blue, than they had come in the 5 years that the gold fund was operational. Couple of months. People don't understand what's going on right now. Individuals are leaving cash and acquiring as much Bitcoin as possible, putting themselves in a position for the currency shift. And when it happens, right? When it happens, you're either going to be in a position where you've been able to acquire and accumulate as much, which I'm gonna be honest with you, we're our age, like I said, this is for our children and our grandchildren. So just always keep that in mind, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say that you are gonna be using cryptocurrency on a daily, but when I look at my future heirs, my lineage, I can almost guarantee you that this is what they're gonna be operating with. You know what I mean? It's similar to us right now using things like Apple Pay, tapping the phone to a cash register. You know what that looks like to grandma and grandpa? You get what I mean?
That's one tap away from the chip that they've been talking about. Oh, the mark of the beast. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Did you see that boy tap his phone?
And think about how foreign that is to them. Which, I mean, we're in a time now where
Yeah,
you've probably gotten grandma and grandpa kind of used to the thing, but it's still foreign to them.
I haven't seen them using the tap in Walmart, and I promise you, I'm at the checkout, the self service. They not tapping their phones at the gas station, at Walmart. I don't go to Target no more, but
Mm-hmm.
they not tapping their phones.
Gotcha.
Not
Gotcha.
yet. Not
Now,
yet. They
now
not
what I've
there
seen
yet.
that like Whole Foods, they're already doing the palm scan.
You
Right here,
you
just scan your palm, and you can
you see
pay.
what I'm saying? That there would be called the mark of the beast to anybody that's religious.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know.
You got Ethereum surpassing Bank of America's market cap, y'all. Ethereum
Damn.
is the backbone of the new banking sector. Why wouldn't why wouldn't the market cap surpass that of Bank of America if this is the new banking industry? These are the things that people need to understand and comprehend, right?
Facts.
This is overtaking this system as we know. And if you're new to this, it probably sounds like, I don't know, crazy talk, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? But when you're seeing it in front of your face, Joe, when you're seeing it in front of your face, it's like, man, how can you turn the blind eye to what's going on?
Right.
It only comes from lack of education or miseducation. And that's why I'm here. I'm trying to smooth out the road to financial freedom as it pertains to the use of these digital assets. Once again, for
Have
those
they
of you,
ever invited you on EYL, Earn Your Leisure, to have those talks about everything that you know?
mm-mm, I don't even know if them brothers. Well, they might know about me, but I nope, never talked to them. They've never reached out. Um,
Interesting.
Now I know that the good brother 19 Keys and the sister Jatalia have both mentioned my name on that show before.
Right.
So they got to be familiar with the name Bitcoin Bully. But as far as them reaching out or anything, absolutely not.
Right. Our community, they need to, they need to hear this on all platforms, we're not greedy over here. We don't practice hoarding information. So I'm going to do my due diligence and just ask the brothers questions about you know onboarding you, because our community, when I wake up every morning and I look around, there's not a lot of people that are making sense about what's going on in this world, this new world. What I mean,
Hmm.
especially people who speak our language and really look like us. You got to be on Rumble, and you have to be on places like Twitter and Reddit to even come across information that's not just regular basic information. You feel me?
Right, right. The General Mills of the other space. Everybody
Yeah.
eating General Mills. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody wants to know about hard wallets. I was hearing people in the chat talking about the cold and the hard, and how you're not supposed to store the Bitcoin on certain wallets. Can you speak to that quickly?
Yeah, definitely. So you got hot wallets, cold wallet, soft wallet, hard wallet. Basically the difference is with a soft wallet or a cold wallet. No, hot wallet. Soft is hot, cold is hard. You're operating on the internet on a daily basis. So you're using things like MetaMask, Trust Wallet, Rabby Wallet, Phantom Wallet, depending on what network and what ecosystem you're operating on, right? But when you're using hardware wallets, even though you're able to tap into the decentralized finance sector, what it does is take those currencies offline, which then takes them away from being susceptible to being hacked through different platforms. Why is this? Oh, because I know why. Let me put it into English real quick. So you got hardware wallets such as SafePal, right?
Right.
Which this should, there we go. There we go. Which is like a little device which allows you to plug into the computer, take your currency offline. The way you want to look at it, right, is almost like having a Swiss bank account in the comfort of a device. And now let me say this as well, right? Your money is not on the device, so to say. What the device does is give you a gateway to interact with your currency, which is pretty much in the matrix, as I like to call it, the new money matrix. So even with the device, right? You could chuck this device in the river. As long as you have your seed phrase, you can just, because the money, once again, is just in the matrix. These devices, whether hot or cold, are only giving us access to said assets. And the way that I like to look at these wallets is almost similar to a trust, right? Whereas even though you are able to administer and operate with the capital that's on the wallet, the currency is actually owned by the wallet, similar to assets being owned by the trust, even though you're able to administer those assets, right? So it's taking ownership away from the individual and pretty much giving you what's known as a non-custodial ownership over your assets. So SafePal, and do not buy these things off a third party. I wouldn't buy them off of eBay, Amazon. I just go straight to the website, safepal.com, ledger.com.
Okay.
Can you
Also,
share with them with some of the downfalls or pitfalls of buying third party wallets, maybe?
oh, definitely, definitely. I could buy one of these wallets, right? Write down the seed phrase, close it back up, package it back up, resell it on the internet, let somebody else buy it. They open it up using the same seed phrase. Give
Mm,
it a year, year and a half, peek in there, see what they got, wipe it clean, send it to my wallet.
mm.
You don't want to use a used wallet. That's like somebody selling you a used safe. I'm not using anybody else's safe. I don't know if you've made copies of the keys or, you know what I mean. And the only thing you will be able to do is if you didn't know that you needed to, you wouldn't create a new seed phrase, right? You wouldn't go to create a new wallet. You would go to update the wallet, import the wallet, right? And you're gonna use
Right.
the phrase that it gives you. So buying from a third party is like buying a safe from somebody else. You don't know if they got the key or not.
Right. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Real quick. I want to talk about Cash App real quick
Hmm.
and what they have with their Bitcoin integration. To me, that's the most simplistic way that I've seen Bitcoin, just utilized as as a value where you could just watch your money grow. I've seen a use case through Bitcoin. I mean through Cash App, and I know based off of what you said earlier about the utility of Bitcoin, it not being that. But can you just speak to certain aspects of, like, if somebody has $10,000, $1,000, $100 sitting in their Cash App, they literally can transfer it right there on the Cash App to the Bitcoin and wake up and it will be either less than you put in or more depending on the market.
Yeah, nah, 100%. So Jack Dorsey, big, big, big supporter of Bitcoin. In fact, him and Jay Z have several different projects that they're pushing right now as it relates to Bitcoin. And him being at the forefront of Square, Cash App, being able to open up integration and allow individuals. In fact, I remember when I first got the email from Cash App saying that they were updating their daily buy limit from 10,000 to $100,000. This is a couple years ago. I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, hold on, there. I'm seeing what they're doing. They're like, okay, they see that people want it. Now let's open the door to let people really get it. You know what I mean? So when I
Right.
seen them do that move, $100,000 a day, I'm like, yeah, it's coming. And it's interesting because a lot of people still don't know that you can just buy Bitcoin on Cash App, $1 worth, $2 worth, $5 worth,
Yeah.
or you can round up, meaning that if you use Cash App, you can round up your orders to purchase Bitcoin for you. You know what I mean? So they built in a custodial wallet that allows individuals to get exposure to Bitcoin directly through Cash App. And you're able to do on-chain transactions where individuals can send you Bitcoin because they do have a built-in wallet with a public address. You're also able to offboard where you can take Bitcoin. Because me personally, I'm all about decentralization and non-custodial ownership. So if
Right.
you are buying from a custodial centralized platform like Cash App, I would learn how to do on-chain transactions and transfer that Bitcoin from Cash App to your own personal private wallet and
Chip
then keep it
private.
for safekeeping there, whether it's a hot wallet or a hardware wallet. If your thing is you're securing the future for your children and you just want to put like a little safety deposit box to the side, I would suggest using the hardware wallets for that. For those that are gonna jump into the sector and operate and maneuver on a day-to-day basis, I would suggest a software or a code wallet for that. Excuse me, hot wallet for that.
Okay. And Ayana wants to know, can you talk about biometrics, please, with her KuCoin?
So with KuCoin, that means you're using a centralized exchange. I actually gave the heads up on KuCoin before they started shifting over and making individuals give up certain personal information in order to operate on their system. I did put the alarm out for individuals to get off and discontinue using it. This is probably a year, maybe a little less than a year, maybe more than a year ago. So what they're doing now is making individuals, the whole face scan thing in order to operate on their system, especially if you're in the U.S. I haven't used KuCoin in some time now, especially since I gave the call to get off of it. So I can't speak to what they're doing today with their biometrics, but it is a centralized platform, which is why I push decentralization so much.
Right. Interesting.
And that's the thing, right? Because I seen somebody comment earlier that they'd rather have their currency on a centralized platform just in case it gets hacked, because there's a chance that they may get it back. And what they're talking about is um, through arbitration, once the courts figure it out, them getting their currency back, whatever the case may be. But I mean, if you look at projects like Mount Gox, which happened, man,
Crazy.
5, 6, 7 years ago. No, 8, 9 years ago. And these people are
Yeah.
kind of just now, if they're starting to get their money back. So I would beg to differ, me personally, having my currency.
FTX.
Huh? Yeah, FTX, another
FTX.
one. I
Yeah.
mean, they were just stealing the people's money. You know what I mean? So always understand. And let me say this. This once again ties into us understanding the current financial system, right? So when you put your currency on the centralized platforms, understand that you don't own that currency. In fact, Coinbase came out a while ago and said that if they were to ever go bankrupt, they were able to sell off and hold individuals' currency. Hold on.
Right. I saw that.
Bankrupt. Let me see. Hold crypto. Let me just see if I can find a quick story on it, just so people can understand. News. Best crypto. How do we keep happens if crypto? Hmm. And I'm not going to spend too much time, but I just want people to understand that, much like when you put your money in the bank, right? I want people to understand that when you put money in the bank, that's no longer your money. That is now custody and ownership of the bank, which they will give you access to it if they so choose.
Right.
That is not yours. You've lent it to them, right? And you've given them custodial ownership over it, right? So with cryptocurrency, the biggest thing, when you understand that it came from the 2008 financial crash where money was stolen from citizens and used to pay the banks back, Bitcoin was thought of as a way for us to be able to hold custody of our assets, which nobody can get access to if we do not give them the ability to and the rights, or open the door for them, right? So when and I'm not going to tell people not to use Coinbase. What I am going to say is that if you understand ownership, right, and you want to put yourself in a position where if anything was to happen with that platform that your currency is on, you're kind of safeguarded from it. I would just use it as a middleman. Let me get my currency through it and get it right off of it and put it with them. Now the thing is, right, which is why a lot of people don't do it. That's a big responsibility, red and blue. Imagine you start off with $1,000 and then a year, 2, 3, 4 later, you're up a quarter million, hell, $1 million. How many people actually feel safe keeping track, keeping store, and having full responsibility of that $1 million+? A lot of people can't stand that pressure. So it's like, you know what? Let me let somebody else control and hold it for me. I just want to be able to use it. So once again, it's a mentality thing in this space, being able to have true responsibility and ownership over your wealth. Let me see. We need big sum. And I'm just looking through some of the comments, see if anything stands out to me. Let me see. Get your money off centralized platforms. I would agree with that. Once again, for those that need any type of assistance, you can head over to my website, blockwallstreet.io. Like I said, I do have a 50% discount going on right now on all past products, any of my past classes. Just use the code 444 and you'll be able to get it. If you want a one-on-one, if you email me with the words KTL, you will get a 15% discount on your one-on-one. Just email, you can just hit contact us and put KTL in the subject, and you'll get a response within 24 hours. Let me see. Speak about XRP. XRP the currency is looked at as going to be one of the major contenders within cross-border payment systems. You do have some competition in the space. I'm not one of those ones that's a big XRP head saying that this is the one. Let me say this, y'all. There is no one per se to me, really, other than Bitcoin. The majority of these other, what are known as altcoins, are vehicles and instruments that allow me a better return than Bitcoin, but then it gives me the ability to reallocate that capital into Bitcoin versus fiat. So let me say that for my lineage, the future of my heirs is Bitcoin, but I do utilize the other vehicles and investments in order to acquire more BTC. So I'm not one of the ones that's going to say, man, you need to go buy as much XRP as possible because it's going to shoot to the moon. And I've been involved with XRP since 2017. And out of the major currencies in the space, it has been one of the weakest and poorest performers out of like your top tier blue chips. So that's why you want to understand not XRP. You want to understand technical analysis. That way, you're not just sitting in something hoping and wishing that it goes up while the rest of the market goes up in your face.
Right. Sound advice. We're actually gonna have to put a show together in a very near future to just give people that real, you know what I mean? Like some real receipts. I've gotten a lot of feedback in terms of emails from people who are interested in taking the next step. So we'll be dealing with everybody today in terms of that. Please make sure, I want y'all to make sure that y'all fill out any type of information that's required because this thing is moving fast. We don't want to drag our feet and lollygag. It's a train that's moving fast, and we made sure that we are not going to leave anybody behind, and we're not going to forget about our audience and whatnot, especially if you don't even know what's going on. If you need some insight and some more information, don't be intimidated. Tap in. You know what I mean? It's a new world, but this world, as you can hear, is articulated um, very well. You know what I mean? It's not going to go over your head. You know what I'm saying? But imagine being programmed to think one way for 30, 40, 20, 50 years, and then something new comes along. There's slightly a pivot and whatnot. You're going to have to switch your mind state a little bit to accept the idea of a new currency. So yeah. Somebody wants to know, can you recommend a profitable trading bot?
Nah, I really don't deal with trading bots, to be honest with you. What I
Okay.
deal with is smart contracts, which may operate in the form of a trading bot, but then now you're looking at certain things like index tokens and whatnot. But just to flat out answer the question, I don't deal with trading bots.
Okay.
And let me say this, the reason being is because I never looked at. Let me see. How do I explain this without being biased? Um, there's no free lunch.
Right.
Let me say that there's no free lunch here. A lot of times, individuals want to just put their money in something that's just going to win for them, and a lot of times that's what trading bots. Which trading bots, depending on your programming, they can be successful. But a lot of times, once the algorithm changes within the trading cycle, the bots don't perform up to par. So, I tried to deal with trading bots back in 2017. It just wasn't my thing. So I stay far away from it, and I like to be hands on myself. So I do not deal with trading bots.
Awesome. Appreciate that.
Hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. We at the hour and 45, damn near hour 40-minute mark. I know you have things that you need to be doing in your world. I definitely want to say that we're honored to have you back. you know um it's a lot. We got work to do.
Hmm.
But I'm glad that we're locking in, especially headed towards the new fiscal year 2025 that's coming up. I think there's going to be monumental change, and a lot of doors are going to swing open in 2025. It's just a new energy coming in. um what are your predictions about how Bitcoin will end at the end of this fiscal year? What would your number be?
Okay, well let me say this just real quick for those that aren't following me. You can follow me on Instagram, Chicago underscore crypto underscore block underscore bully. Go ahead and give me a follow if you can. Let me say this about that, right? One thing that I don't try to tell people is when, but I will say what I am able to tell people is kind of where, right?
Right.
So I can't too much tell individuals when Bitcoin is going to hit certain areas, but what I've got a particular skill level in is doing is telling individuals where Bitcoin could be headed, right? And I'll do this, from scratch just so individuals can kind of understand it. Now, it may be foreign to a lot of people depending on the terminology that I'm using, if they're familiar with it or not. But this is what I can say, right? Which for anybody that comes on my lives, the numbers that we've been seeing hit over the last couple of weeks, I've been calling these out for the last 6, 7, 8, 9 months, telling people that these are the levels you need to be prepared to start, putting yourself in a position to be able to benefit from versus chasing after. Because one thing about our people, when we don't understand, we're not going to get in when it's the best possible position.
Oh,
What
of
we're
course.
gonna wait is for it to be safe to get in, meaning that the train's moving like a locomotive and you just want to jump on and make it uptown,
Right.
versus you being able to take advantage when the train pulled back to the station and allowed everyone, which what we call smart money, to get on the train at the best possible position. And it didn't matter what type of ticket you bought. You could have bought a $1 ticket, $5 ticket, $500 ticket, 5,000, $50,000 ticket, right? They were not playing any type of favoritism depending on how much you wanted to pay for the ticket. But the thing is, the train doesn't wait for everybody or for long. But it gave you damn near 8, 9 months for you to take advantage of that position. So when
Hmm.
I'm looking at Bitcoin and where it stands right now, I'm going to use something called a Fibonacci retracement tool. If you're not familiar with Fibonacci, um, I believe one of the nicknames for it is God's thumbprint, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
And it is a mathematical phenomenon that we see all in nature, whether it's a spiral of a pine cone, the way that a spider spins its web, the configuration of a woman's face, right? A lot of things are can be seen and also predicted utilizing the numbers within Fibonacci. So what I see, and like I said, it's going to be some technical talk. Individuals may not be able to understand it too much. I'm going to try to make it as plain as possible. But what you're seeing over here are certain Fibonacci numbers, right? And the ones that I particularly focus on is a 618, 61.8% fib retracement to a 161.8% fib retracement to a 261.8% fib retracement. These levels are looked at as magnets to me when we're able to break through certain previous levels, right?
Right.
And what I'm seeing is that this was our previous high from 2021. Normally, when you break a previous all-time high, you're looking at where the new highs can come in, and those 61.8% retracement levels start coming into play. So, what I was telling people for the longest over the last couple of months was, as long as we were able to keep the closures above 57,500, number one, our stop was 70,000, and then from there, 83,000 to $102,000. Right now, we're above that $70,000 mark, and within the time frame that we're looking at, right, we got 4 hours and 48 minutes, almost 4:44 left. If you can see the time over here, that's almost phenomenal on the timing.
Hmm.
Um, if we're able to close this full candlestick above this $70,000 mark, we're already damn near there. But my next three targets will be 83,005 to $102,000 Bitcoin. Now, once and only once we are able to clear this zone here, right? When we're able to get through here and start finding full body candlestick closures above $102,000, at that point and only at that point, irregardless of the time, right? It's all about a price level for me, right? Once we're
Right.
and what the candlesticks are showing us. So once I'm able to see that closure above this 1618, what I do is I move my targets up to the next cornerstone, and that's going to be the 2618, and that means that my next targets are going to be somewhere between 137,000 and 155,000. Now, at any point in time, if we fail at one of these levels, I use the lower levels to kind of calculate where that play is going to come back to. So since we've broken out at the $70,000 mark, it would be nothing for us to run to 102,000 before seeing a slight pullback to make a higher low back down to 70,000. Which once again, if you're one of those Johnny come latelys and you bought $102,000, it coming down to 90, 80, 70, 60 is going to hurt you, right? And that's when
Right.
you're going to see the story start coming. Oh, Bitcoin's crashing. They called $1 million. It's over with. Just once again, it's just correcting itself, and you're probably going to come back to your previous breakout. So that's why I've been so adamant about being able to get individuals in position before we're in the breakout that we're currently seeing. So not so much a time, right? But I will tell you, as long as we're above the $70,000 mark, $83,005 to $102,000, with an emphasis on 91,150 as a mid range, are my next three targets on Bitcoin.
All right. Dope, dope, dope. Yeah, man. I love how you apply the science, you know what I'm saying? And it lets you
Always,
know. Huh?
always has been applying the science. You know what I'm saying? Bar none. This brother's technical analysis, leaving out the heart chakra, but identifying the fact that this thing moves according to lunar cycles allowed me to, speak about metaphysical moon days or Mondays, and I was able to use my observation of just seeing how moon cycles affects the market. So a legend in every sense of the word. This brother makes other people the better versions of themselves. You know what I'm saying? I can't say enough.
I
Can't say
appreciate
enough.
that, man. And I definitely appreciate y'all bringing me back on the show, man. It's been a long time coming. And this is the information that people really need to get, man. Because, I mean, one of the biggest things that us as a people have to work on is putting food on the table, right?
Facts.
And that's something that we normally don't give enough attention to, right? Um, and it's something that we need to open our eyes to and see that this is an everyday thing, right? And once again, it comes with mentality because a lot of us just want to make a bunch of money just to go spend it. And once we've kind of got that sick off, I was able to get the jewelry, I was able to get the car. Now it's back to the regular Douglas. Nah, I
Right.
can't have that mindset, man. Let the jewelry and the cars be a byproduct of you sustaining long-term generational wealth. Let that be a byproduct. Don't let that be the goal, man.
Like
That's not
Reddit
the goal.
said, not only our platform, but we'll make sure that you're able to make the rounds again and sound the alarm, and reinvigorate and reinstitute, the fact this message needs to be heard. And we also have been working on our own consolidated, decentralized platform and program, media wise, OTT, over the top streaming. So,
Mm.
I definitely want to talk to you about that, securing your content and putting it in an impenetrable, untouchable black box where we have global broadcast capabilities, and we're also integrated with crypto and a whole bunch of, I mean, it's just so many things on the media side that we're about to bring. 2025 is going to be that year. And
Sure.
again, we salute everything that you've done, has been done, and will be able to do. And we want to allocate all of our resources to make sure that this information gets to as many people as possible.
Man, I appreciate that. And as always, man, I'm gonna bring my all to any and everything that I'm getting into. Anything that I'm presenting to the people. Just best believe it. I'm bringing my heart and soul into this. You know what I'm saying? This is my life. This is what I've dedicated my new life to, as I was given another chance. You know what I'm saying? So just understand that this is a passion for me. It's not monetary for me. You get what I'm saying? It's not about the money.
Right.
I've been blessed there already. It's about being able to get my people out of the financial chains and reins that we've been stuck in over the last couple of hundred, however long, you know,
We've
it's
been
time
going
for a
through it. Right.
real change. And I think that this sector right here can really tilt it over in our favor, bro. So as many people that we can get on board, this is not the Titanic. We not gonna sink, bro. We not gonna sink.
Dope, dope. So let us hear a word from our sponsors real quick, ladies and gentlemen. This show is being sponsored by the upcoming lecture that me and Blue Pill have, Solar Cycle 25, Rise of the Super Sapiens. That is Rise of the Super Sapiens, November the 22nd, which is on a Friday. All right. We will be premiering this Zoom only. It's for my Patreons. It's a monthly Patreon that we do, but is also open for the public to come through and receive this information leading into 2025. You know what I mean? Leading into 2025, Solar Cycle 25. So me and Blue is going to lay down everything that you need. It will be a demonstration on how we've both personally changed our lives during this cycle that we're in right now. and just ways that we're going to be doing it next year. For the people who purchase today, you will receive this. We have two options. You could actually grab a ticket, or you also can have this merch along with your purchase. So, you can have some drip to go along with what we have to offer. All right. So that's available at it's on Eventbrite. I'm dropping a link in the chat right now. Okay. And then also we have a sale coming up next for Veterans Day, all right, which is on Monday. But what we represent are the frontline soldiers who are the veterans of the information war. We have our Master Teachers collection at the Mart125.com. All right. So go and check that out. And that is a 30% off sale with the promo code veterans. So if you put in the promo code veterans, you will receive 30% off everything in the store. So take full advantage. All right. And yeah, that's a word from our sponsors. And with that being said, I'll give back everybody who wants to put in their closing words or closing statements. Please do such. And yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back for Sacrilegious Sundays tonight for all of my family in the building. But yeah, Bully, let them know if you have any last words that you want to leave them with.
Man, once again, I appreciate you, brothers. I definitely appreciate y'all introduction to your community, which helped open the door to introduce me to a number of different communities. And I'm gonna say that my numbers are the way that they are right now, specifically because of brothers like yourself. You know what I'm saying? Y'all opened up
Rightfully
who the
so.
bully was to a lot of people that had never heard of me. You know what
Right.
I mean? And in return for that, I've been able to help a lot of people because of y'all. So for those that, and people tell me, man, I found you on Red and Blue channel. I found you on Red and Blue channel. For those of you that have come to me by way of Red and Blue, you got to thank these brothers for the changes that you've seen in your life, by way of the information that I've shared with you, because you wouldn't know about me, you know what I'm saying, if not for these brothers. So I just want to, give y'all just due for that, bringing
Honors,
this forward.
honors. You already,
Um,
man. Each one teach one.
mm,
The fact that we're able to sit back and watch people from our network lives improve, you know what I mean, and you're responsible for that, then that's poetic justice. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? Each one teach one. And your network is your net worth. And we proved that on many occasions, and we will continue to prove that to the family and whatnot. And all we ask for the family to do is to appreciate what is being given to them, and do for us what you would do for others. All right. With that being said, man, thank you. And everybody that's sending the emails about the investment, we will definitely be in touch with you. Look out for the emails today. As soon as this show is over, start, just look out for your email coming in, and we'll see you at the next phase, the next step. All
and,
right.
and just so y'all know, we will be getting together and having a video chat where we're gonna speak, in great
Yes.
detail about this collective opportunity that we're gonna be presenting to the community. So
Yes.
hit the email, right?
Yes. Hit the email. The opportunity that we're going to be delivering to the family is not, we're not going to talk about it on YouTube, of course, because of regulations and things of that nature. We're going to take you into a private space, and we will have a video conference that will break down everything. We got receipts. We got everything that we need to show you about the success that we've already been able to have. This is not speculation and whatnot. These are, these are the receipts about what we're doing off the internet that's benefiting people and changing lives.
Nah, 100%. I expect to see you all there. Remember, for all your educational needs, one-on-one with me, block wallstreet.io, code 444, 50% discount on all past classes, books. Get the information. It's pennies on the dollar. And allow this to be, for those that are just starting off, allow this to be the start of a change in your financial future. Red, Blue, I appreciate you, brothers.
You already, bro. You done know. All right. Appreciate
Peace.
you. Peace. And for that being said, family, we're gonna leave you with the song of the year. Should have been Grammy nominated. The Facts remix by the 44 Tops. Peace, love, and light. All right. One.
Red and blue, purple light. friends, red, blue, purple light, friends, facts, red, blue, purple light, friends, red and blue, purple light, friends, facts. You can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious, Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land, focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we're stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light. To the family. Peace, love and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.